Giertz.
Are we?
Is this thing on?
I just realized I really need to pee.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
this is not starting well.
No, it'll be fine.
Well, just pretend I didn't hear that. Just carry on. Hi, everybody. My name is Anne. I am a partner manager for YouTube, and we're live here at the Stockholm office. I'd also like to quickly give a shout out to my colleague Vazo, who's also on the live stream. There she is. YouTube. Hey guys. We're live here at the Stockholm office. And Vazo is our community manager, and she takes care of the Nordic community, making sure that it's thriving. Check it out, youtube.com/creator-community. Available to everybody. And then we have Simone.
Yay!
Welcome.
You even have my name here on top.
Just so you don't forget.
And an arrow, so you don't confuse me with Anne.
Because we might mix into one person during this interview.
Maybe, yeah.
You don't know.
We're in a closed room. Anything can happen here.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, we even drew the curtains.
We're alone.
Yeah.
Completely alone. Which just all of
Stockholm
you guys.
syndrome starting now.
In Stockholm. Love it. So we're here today to talk a little bit to Simone about creativity and inspiration, and take some questions from you guys as well, if we have some time. So feel free to write them in the chat if there's anything you'd like to know. Also, if you're just stumbled upon this live stream by chance and you don't really know who Simone is, there's a link to her channel in the description. What also is in the description is a link where you can register your attendance, meaning if you're interested in receiving some news from YouTube or some information about events or happenings or hangouts near you. So yeah, go register. It's all in the description. All you need to know. So let's get started. This is very exciting. So it's really great to have you here, Simone. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. This is my first live stream ever. It's kind of nervous. Like, I've done live television before, but this is more because I have the chat and you can kind of see what people are writing, and it's just, yeah, it's a weird thing.
It's a little bit overwhelming, but we'll get through this hour.
It's a full hour.
With your help, we'll get through this hour. So, all right, let's start with the questions. I'd like to ask you an age-old question that I think every YouTuber gets. How did you get started on YouTube?
How did I get started?
What's your YouTube story?
My YouTube story. So, I mean, what a lot of people don't know is I've had my YouTube channel for a long time. Like, I've had it for like 3 or 4 years, but I was kind of flying under the radar for the first 3.5 years, as in like not the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Because I was just posting these like skits and comedy sketches in Swedish and just like filming it with my computer's webcam, and I don't know, just doing it for fun. And those didn't really do that well. I had one video that I uploaded on Facebook maybe 3 years ago, and that one went like mini viral in Sweden.
Okay.
But then like I never managed to capitalize on it. It just like tapered off. So the second one got like maybe 1,000 likes, and then it was like 300 likes, and it was back at like 37 likes, and most of them was like my family and friends.
Okay.
But I started doing shitty robots, which is kind of my niche now, and I started doing that about 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
I posted the first one, and I just built this toothbrush helmet. Which is, it was a helmet with a robot arm, and it had a toothbrush, and it like brushed your teeth. And I built it, and I didn't really know what to do with it. And I was thinking like, oh, should I like make a blog post about it, or
sell it for a lot of money?
Sell it for a lot of money, or just use it for myself on a regular basis. But then I just realized like it really makes sense to publish it on YouTube, because like video like robots or anything that moves just does really well in video. Things that don't move don't do very well in video. Wow, I'm really being like Captain Obvious here. And so I just uploaded it there, and it started taking off. And from there, it's just,
Here we are now.
I want to say like the rest is history, but I realize
not yet.
Like,
come on.
I'm not there yet. I can't drop that like, oh, the rest is history. But yeah, just a lot of people. I posted it on Reddit, and it just started exploding from there. And then like very soon, I can start working with my channel full time.
Awesome. That's really cool. So like you said, I mean, it kind of snowballed from the first video, and now you've actually been crowned a certain title. So what is that title again? So how do you call yourself, and how do you call your audience?
what I call myself.
Like, how do they call you, and what do you call
I just
them?
imagine
Sorry.
that I would like be at a party and I'm like, hi, queen of shitty robots. Nice to meet you. I don't really, so my title, and what has somehow become my official title, is the somewhat unfortunate one, the queen of shitty robots, which is like everybody, because a lot of like magazines and stuff, they can't print it. So they're just doing like SH star percentage sign or whatever it's called. And they're just like,
I think we
trying
did
to
the
get,
same.
yeah, you did the same for your YouTube account today. But it just,
how did it come about?
It actually started. So I did not crown myself. I didn't give it to myself, but I kind of took it on. But it started on Reddit.
Okay.
So I just started posting a lot of my stuff on /r/shitty robots, which is this just a subreddit for shitty robots.
So that predates you. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. And it's just and that was where stuff started taking off for me, and where like my product started going viral. And then people there just started calling me the queen of shitty robots. And then like now when I post projects, they're just like, all hail. And I just, and like I never really took it on, but then when I started seeing different magazines using it and headlines for it, I was like, okay, if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah. And now I'm going full force on queen of shitty robots, and I really like it. Yeah. I'm like, it goes very well with my lack of humility and self-distance and stuff. So I just completely embraced it, and I refer to myself as queen.
You know,
as one does.
Yeah.
Beyonce and me and other legitimate.
A queen who lives in a houseboat. I mean, I think that's perfectly
Captain
fitting.
Queen. That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Captain Queen, maybe.
So what was your first ever video about? You said that you posted some Swedish skits. So what was the first ever video about?
I think the first ever video, I actually reposted it on my Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
And it was, I just did this like, so I was very into mixed martial arts, as in like MMA, cage fighting. And
we're gonna come back to that later.
I just did like a parody of that. Like in the beginning, before they go into a fight, they do like this trash talking session, and they're like, I'm gonna smash your face, blah, 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 blah. And I just did like a sketch of that.
Yeah.
But the first one that like started taking off, it was called Varför jag är dålig på dejt. Which is, it's like why I'm bad at dates.
Okay.
And it was basically, if you take my vlogs that there are today and you take out all of the robotics parts, and you're just left with jokes about my uterus and poop and stuff like that. It was just like 3 minutes of that.
Okay. Is that still listed? Can we still go see that?
I don't think I actually unlisted. It's such a bad thing, but I unlisted all of my Swedish videos because I was just like, this is so off topic now, because now it's like 100% YouTube. But I think, or like robots, but I think it would actually be nice to have people like see a little bit of the journey, because you can really see how it evolves. Christmas special. Yeah.
Watch with your family.
Yeah, watch with your family. Yeah, I like cracked a joke about having the world's biggest vagina, and that was viral. And I was just like, oh gosh, even my grandparents saw it.
Simone Giertz, everybody.
Yeah, Simone Giertz. Yeah, it's just a weird thing. But I think I should republish them, maybe.
Maybe like on a special occasion.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if I hit 200,000 subscribers, I'll release one of my old Swedish videos with subtitles, which is a pain in the butt to make, so.
Yeah, that could be a cool project. So if you're not subscribed yet, do go ahead.
Shameless plug. Hey, I'm just like the people in the chat who's like, hey, please subscribe to my channel. This is just me doing it on a bigger scale.
Just like live 60 minutes.
I'm just going to do it in different languages. It's not allowed.
Perfect.
I can only do it in 2, I think.
Would you be able to do it in Chinese?
I haven't really talked about YouTube in Chinese because they don't really have YouTube. I wouldn't know. I don't know how to subscribe, but please is Qing.
It's just like that.
I guess.
Just say please.
I can say Qing 喜欢我 as I'm like, please like me.
Love that. I think that's good enough. Understand it from the context. All right, let's move on and talk a little bit about inspiration. Are there any other like YouTubers who have inspired you, or somebody off the platform that you kind of look up to, or that you really, who's kind of inspired you on your journey to as a creator?
I think growing up, I really liked, what's his English name? Giertz? Is that it? From Donald Duck, the inventor from Donald Duck.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, he was my jam. I really liked him. And I also had a crush on the 3 Knatte his 3 kids or nephews or whatever.
Yeah.
They were cool. They were very capable for being so tiny. And I just, but growing up also like Mythbusters was a huge like thing for me. And I just loved watching because I just love their attitude towards technology and towards science and just really playing with stuff and doing stuff out of curiosity rather than anything else. So I think that was a big inspiration. And then also like, I think the first kind of maker YouTuber that I came across was Colin First.
Okay.
Like first when he started going viral with all of his X-Men props, just crazy. And he's still, I mean, he's just the person or like mad scientist personified kind of.
Have you met him?
I haven't. I've actually, no, I've talked to him, but I haven't met him since he's in the UK and he just had a kid.
Oh.
So I don't talk to people like kids. That had nothing to do with it.
Your parents.
He's just like a very busy person having kids and shit.
Cool. Well, maybe we can make it happen one day.
Yeah, maybe,
I think your audience and his would love that. That would be amazing.
Maybe he's more. Yeah, I think it would be fun because he's very into like mechanical engineering, welding stuff, building like dangerous big stuff, and I'm more into like the electronic side. I think it could be a good combination.
It would be beautiful.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Well, we talked about curiosity a little bit. You said like, you know, the fact that Mythbusters are really curious about science and so. So obviously, creativity and curiosity is not something that just happened to you 9 months ago when you started posting videos. So obviously, you've been a curious and creative person probably like for a longer time.
Sounds like a disease. Like curiosity was something that happened to me.
When did it strike you?
It just never went away. But I mean, no, I've been very. I mean, I've been building stuff ever since I was a kid, and I wasn't really into technology. That started when I was 22 or 23.
Yeah. So what did you do? Like, how did your curiosity manifest itself before you got into robotics? Because it's not something you've been interested in, like, for, you know,
a long time. No, I'm going on 2 years. But I've had a lot of very weird interests. And I mean, I think growing up, it was just my parents were always encouraging us to follow our enthusiasm. So whatever we were enthusiastic about, they were like, yeah, sure.
Can you name some other things?
So I was. First of all, I was a pretty sad teenager. I definitely did not peak during my teenage years because I had for example, when I was 14, I was obsessed with plants.
Plants?
Yeah,
okay.
Plants. And I had 93 different plants in my room. And
was
like, in my room. Okay. Yeah. It's
like a botanical garden.
It was like a botanical garden.
Okay.
I did not get laid a lot. And I was like reading for like when I was going to bed, I was reading these like plant lexicons and I was like learning their Latin names, and I could go into a plant store. I could name every plant, how they were needed to be watered, how much sunlight they needed, what type of nutrition they needed. And I just like completely
absorbed this.
Yeah. And I just got like very obsessed with it. And then from a day to another, I was just like, no, I'm done with this. And it just tapered off.
What was next?
I think that was Premier League soccer. Football, soccer, whatever. I was obsessed with Arsenal, and I watched every game, and I knew like I could name all the players and all the different teams and what injuries they had, and like I was like sketching out tactics for the games, and I was just really obsessed with it. My walls were just covered with like posters of Thierry Henry and Sol Campbell, and I don't know, and then
hardcore. Yeah.
But I get like very if you get hardcore. Into something, I just totally geek out on something, and I just want to learn everything there is to know. And then someday I'm just like, okay, now I know enough, and I just
what else?
On. Yeah.
So how did you make your way to robotics actually?
So it was more. I think it's been a little bit different with robotics because it was more based on a need, I almost say, but I just had a lot of ideas, and I think that comes from I don't know, I've just always had a lot of ideas of stuff I want to build, and I ran a startup, and it was a platform for graphic design. I don't even know, but I was looking for a technical co-founder, which is like the typical catch-22 thing. You're like, oh, I need somebody to build this for me. And it just doesn't work that way. And I just got really frustrated that I couldn't find anyone who wanted to build it for me. So I quit my startup.
What else? Like,
what else?
Let's go.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll just teach myself. And and eventually I just quit my startup because I just fell so much in love with programming.
Yeah.
And I just started doing that, and I got really obsessed with it and did like these like programming into 5 a.m. kind of sessions just because it was fun. And then as soon as I started like getting my head around it a little bit, I just started getting a lot of ideas that involved hardware. So the first one I got was I wanted to build a physical website.
A physical website?
Yeah, because it was a pretty trippy idea in some way, because I was like, all websites, they're digital. But what if you build something that's physical? And I was like, whoa, I'm so smart. And then, but kind of what it came down to was just that I wanted a website that was like a live broadcast of a box. And in the box, there would be these blocks of wood. And when the user was on the website and they pressed these buttons, it would turn the blocks of wood.
Wow.
And I had, I never built it actually. And I still like, back then I'd done like a little bit of front end development, but I had no idea how to make the internet talk to physical things or how to control motors from the internet. And I just remember, and I'd never heard about Arduino, which is like a component that I use in all of my projects now. And I just remembered I was so lost. I was thinking about like, I was about to order these like pencil sharpeners. Yeah. And that you could control from your USB, or they were like electric, and you could like plug them into your USB to power them. And I was like, yeah, if I have that wired to my computer, I can attach the blocks to the motor in the pencil sharpener. And then from the internet, I can like turn on and off the power to the USB port. Just like, no fucking idea what I was doing. And I discarded that idea. And I remember I found this like website. It was this cat shelter where you could go online and play with the cats. So you could actually see the room where the cats were, and you could control the cat toys that were kind of whipping around. And I like contacted them being like, how have you built this? And
tell me everything.
Tell me everything. I also want to move stuff over the internet. And that was just also a dead end, because they were like, no, this is like company secret. We're kind of the only people who do this. But yeah, and then eventually I found like the open source hardware community. And then it was just like love at first blink. I just was like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Cool. Well, you just described kind of, when you described this cat shelter and the pencil sharpener, everything, you kind of describe your creative process. Like, I think, like, looking at the videos you've made, I think that's just kind of a question that a lot of people have, is like, what goes through your mind? Like, how do those things come to existence? How does the thought come? Like, okay, let's take a concrete example, like a machine, like the chopping machine, for example. When did you, like, in your life, when did you feel a need for a chopping machine?
I think my mind, like, a lot of stuff goes through my mind at the same time as nothing goes through my mind. It's very empty sometimes.
Like, describe your stream of consciousness, maybe.
For the chopping machine. But I mean, a lot of the projects I do, I get very creative when I'm bored. And I just have a lot of ideas. Like, as soon as I get some brain space, it just starts thinking about a lot of problems. And I think for the chopping machine, it was more like chopping vegetables is very boring.
Yeah.
And then I kind of think like, oh, there must be a way. Yeah. I'm preaching to the choir at the same time as eating vegetables is very healthy and you should do it.
Yeah.
So there's kind of, there's
a
business opportunity here.
Right there.
This is where the
Venn diagram.
The two circles kind of fall apart. And I was just thinking, there must be a better way. And then I actually do like think of a lot of maybe legitimate ways to do it.
Yeah.
And then I just discard that because I realized I have some ridiculous idea that I think is way more fun. But the chopping machine was actually the initial idea. I wanted it to chop to music. So I wanted it to go like da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum dum.
That would have been you could have done it with editing as well.
I could have done it with editing, yeah. I should still do that. I could just reprogram it and it would do that. And I wanted it to do that and also be on wheels.
Wow. Surely that's a little bit dangerous. Like, potentially life-threatening.
Yeah, it's right on brand.
That's something we'd expect. That's
yeah,
for sure.
but maybe I should redo that. It was just I got the wrong motors for that because they're not very easy to control the timing of. But yeah, maybe it would be fine. I think it would be a very good clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The outtakes of that would be hilarious.
Yes, I actually published an outtake video from the chopping machine just yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah, on my Facebook page.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
but it's very like now, I mean, now it's gotten a little bit more conscious when I do projects because I mean, I do set out to like build something that's useless and looks fun. And I mean, I've just kind of been joking about my process being very GIF first. So I'm just kind of thinking like, is this going to be like turned into a good GIF?
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing. And I mean, it's all just about, can it be compromised into a very short video and still tell a full story? And will it be just like fun to look at?
Like, for example, the machine you built that helps you argue on the internet. It's like a 3-second clip of just the head rolling.
Yeah, the head rolling, and that's enough. You know what it's all about. And I think that's like one of the main takeaways that I've gotten from YouTube or from creating this type of content, and that I can share with other creators, is that people are never like, it's very seldom that like a 4-minute video is going to go viral. Like for me, every clip that has gone viral is the short, like 7 to 20-second clip of it working, where it's just not me talking, or I mean, I'm not talking, I'm not even looking into camera, just reading a book or something. And I think it's just because people are freaking lazy and nobody wants to listen. Like people don't want to listen to other people talking or whatever. They just want like the most accessible, like low threshold content that they can get. And that is like,
but then I think that makes a lot of people curious, like, who's behind this? Like, how did this come to be?
Yeah, that's why you put a watermark on it. I have so many projects that I haven't put a watermark on it. And like, especially the first one, or the one that I've gotten that's gone the most viral, is the wake up machine. So I did an alarm clock that slaps me in the face with a rubber arm. And I didn't put a watermark on it. And that one, like one of the reposts got like 80 million views, or no, like 40 million views was the one with the most. But together it got around 80 million views. And those are just like living out there in the wild. And nobody can really, yeah, they're just roaming wild, and nobody can really find me from that, I think, which is really a lesson learned.
You know better now.
I know better. No, actually, I did the same mistake for the hair washing robot. But yeah, it's a good tip. Like, especially if you have that short sequence that's like, oh, this might be something that would spread like a wildfire across the internet, as all the clickbait articles say. Then like put a watermark on it, because it's just, yeah.
But coming back to the creative process still, because like for me, it's like, how does this? Okay, you have this idea, thinking like this would make my life easier, and the life of a lot of people easier, this machine. So how do you start with a sketch? Do you start prototyping?
Yeah, I do.
How does this building thing like?
Yeah, so the process is pretty, I mean, like first off, I get myself very bored, or I have something I have to do that I find boring, and then I just procrastinate by coming up with an idea. And then I start sketching, and first I sketch just on pen and paper, using a block. Maybe I have some sketches.
Ooh, some exclusive sketches for future machines.
I think I've actually, I don't know how, not for future machines. But yeah, like here's I don't know if you can see this, but like these are the sketches for the hair washing robot. And these are the later ones where I actually understood, or like figured out how I was going to build it. And like, I just need to see if there's nothing weird here. Oh gosh, there was weird. Here is like how it started. So first I was thinking, I don't know if you've seen the hair washing robot. It's a robot that washes my hair. Yeah. End of story. And I first I was thinking it was going to be like a shoulder mounted thing, contraption. You would have like hair shampoo and conditioner up, and there would be like 2 plastic hands rubbing it up. That's not the word for it, but you understand what I mean. And like second, I was thinking like maybe just have a robot arm do it and like actually squeeze out the shampoo. And then I kind of had this like, thought of these like servo blocks that you can use, and having one servo like squeeze out the shampoo and one do the washing. So yeah, so I do that, and then I do like a proper sketch using Illustrator. So I just actually, and just because there you get, I mean, I think you learn so much about the product you're building just by, I don't know, sketching it out, because you're going to see so many of the problems when you're trying to do it out, and you actually have to like get it down on paper. So I do that, and then I order parts. I figure out what parts I need. I order parts, then I wait for the parts. for a long time because I live in
The
Sweden.
anticipation.
Yeah, the anticipation, because I live in Sweden and I often order parts from the States, and then it's like 2 weeks and you're just like, whoa. And then I just put it together, iterate, or like, maybe change up some stuff. And then I just plan how to film it. Like, how do I want to tell the story of this robot? And for some of the projects, I mean, I usually do like a vlog where I talk about how I built it and why I built it and show how it's used. And then for some, I do like a TV shop parody kind of thing where it's just like, you need the applause machine because blah, blah, blah kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The chopping machine had the same.
Yeah.
Chad got a shout out.
Chad, that was the joke. Yeah. The pit that spawned Chad.
Do you have you had any, when you're building a project, a robot of yours that has gone like horribly wrong, or like you seriously injured yourself or anyone around you?
Knocking on wood, yeah. Touch wood, is that what you say in English?
I think so.
Yeah. Peppa trä. We don't say in Swedish, we say peppa toy trä. No, I haven't gotten it. Oh, I mean, yeah, the wake-up machine, my hair got caught in the motor, which I could have calculated with my butt if I would have just thought about it. It's just like a very bad idea having anything that rotates close to your hair. But I mean, fortunately it didn't. I don't know if you've seen this video of the girl eating corn from a drill.
Yes.
And she just gets like, poor girl. That that was not me. The motor wasn't as strong and my hair is
right. Your scalp is intact.
Strong, yeah. Strong Swedish hair.
Well, perfect. Well, so no injuries as of yet, which is good.
No injuries. But I mean, of course, I mean, a lot of them, I mean, they're not very user-friendly. And
that's kind of the charm of them.
Like, maybe, yeah. And I mean, some of them, I mean, they're pretty painful to use in some sense, like especially
tough love.
Yeah, it's tough love from, I mean, like, yeah, the toothbrush helmet just, I mean, it just doesn't discriminate between different parts of your face and it just brushes everything. And I feel like after filming that, I was just like, I had this like clown
burn,
mouth, like Joker kind of red because it just like brushed everywhere.
At least you were clean. The
front teeth were very clean. Yeah, they were.
So basically, the videos you create, like you said before, they're kind of niche in a sense that you build shitty robots and you make videos of them. So if we have any, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of creators listening in today, not just audience, like your regular fans or subscribers. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like if you're facing any creative challenges in the process? Because obviously your robots are not like you sit in front of a camera and you can just film it. It takes a long time. So is there like any challenges you face as a creator?
I think, I mean, it is. Sometimes the content I do is pretty complicated. And I mean, it's like for a robot, I mean, a robot takes 1 to 2 weeks to build, and that is excluding ordering parts and everything. I mean, so it is like a very long process for each project. And I think to me, the challenge has just been finding other types of content that I can mix it up with so that I can have a regular uploading schedule, which is like key for doing YouTube. I've figured out, or so people tell me. So I try. So you tell me. No, but I mean, it is a very important part, and I know that for myself from subscribing to channels. You want to know when something new is coming. So I just try to find different types of content that kind of aren't too off topic. Yeah. And
have you gotten any good ideas from your subscribers for kind of stuff you should do, or is your Robot Nation? My
Shitty Robot Nation. Yeah. Oh.
Do they inspire you in any way, or
I mean definitely. I mean, for one, because people send me a lot of products that they think that I would like. I mean, not like physical projects, but like, oh, here, I think you would like this video, or you would like this robot. And I get a lot. I just have this like constant stream of inspiration of people doing cool stuff. Yeah. But then, I mean, I think also just getting requests of what people want to see. Yeah. Just, I mean, for example, like I did a tour of my houseboat. Yeah. Which is something I would never have done if it wouldn't be for people requesting it. Yeah. And also like seeing that people have searched for it on YouTube. Yeah. So you're interested in it. So I think, it's that, and it's always just nice because like, I mean, whatever I have, like when you are a content creator, or especially when you have I mean, of course my channel is about robots, but it's also about me. And it's just such this like self-absorbed job in some way. And it's just nice to hear what people want to know, because I don't really know what people find interesting.
You can leave us the comments in the chat. We'll have a look later.
I mean, there's just
tell us what you find interesting.
What you find interesting. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that I wouldn't necessarily find interesting about me and that people are interested in. And I mean, yeah. And also like my mom, who watches all of my videos and curates stuff for me, is just like, Simone, why do people find this interesting? Kind of thing. And I'm like,
because
it is that.
All right, so it's kind of, so the creative challenges you've named is kind of having a timeline and a regular schedule. So now that you're gonna be co-hosting Test It.
Yeah.
Awesome, well done on that.
Thank you.
Are you going to keep your channel up and running, or are you still gonna be building?
Gosh, yes. I'm gonna co-host Test It, which is for those of you who don't know, Test It is it's pretty. I think it's like 1.8 million subscribers or something. Yeah. And it's Adam Savage, who is one of the ex-hosts of Mythbusters, and a guy called Norchan, and I'm going to co-host it with them and a bunch of other people who come in and build stuff. But it's all about exploring technology and finding different cool ways you can do with it and building fun stuff. And I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that part-time, and then I'm going to run my own.
Okay, so you're not going anywhere.
Oh gosh, no, I would never abandon my own channel. It feels like it's become a vital part of my life.
That's great. I think that's something that a lot of people wanted to hear from you. Like, rest assured, internet, your queen isn't going anywhere.
And like, I mean, overall, like, I just feel like I owe the people who have subscribed to my channel and just been there so much. It's just like, I would feel terrible about leaving people.
Yeah. Don't go. You're not going anywhere. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Coming back to your projects, if you could build a dream robot, let's say like you don't have any kind of limitations, money-wise or time-wise or space-wise. Let's go crazy here. What would you build?
A rocket, of course. I would go to space. I have it on my bucket list, and I've given myself a 10-year deadline.
10-year deadline.
Yeah, I'm going to space within 10 years. And but no,
do you know
I would never go into space on one of my own rockets. That's a terrible idea.
So we'd need to live stream that as well. That's for sure.
Oh gosh, maybe not. But yeah, that would be a pretty impressive Darwin Award though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like built a rocket, tried to get herself into space, died on the way. It's a pretty honorable death.
Yeah, you like, it's a self-made kind of.
Yeah, going out with a bang, literally.
Quite literally.
Probably. But I think like overall, just anything space related, I'm super excited about. But what I've been talking about and that's also on my bucket list is getting myself a submarine.
A submarine?
Yeah. So space and aquatic.
So you're going either like way up high or way down low.
Way down low.
Okay.
No middle ground here.
Earth is just so boring.
Earth is just so boring. There's so much to explore. But I think because like, I mean, now I live on a houseboat, but I'm thinking if you could live on a house submarine, that would just be one level up.
Maybe if you could build like something around your houseboat though, like make it hermetic. I don't know.
Maybe, or you could just have like glass in the bottom of it, in the bottom hole, so you could see out and look out. I'm not sure. It feels like, just always feels like you're gonna see like dead people floating by. I don't know. I've never seen a dead person in the water by where I live, but
maybe if you had a glass.
Maybe if I had a glass bottom, I would.
So you'd like to build a submarine. Have you actually been on a submarine ever?
I haven't, no, but I'm not claustrophobic. So are you?
I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, we're all good.
We're all good.
But I just think, I mean, it would be really fun, just all the challenges, like how could you have a kitchen in a submarine?
Yeah, like how to solve that problem.
Toilet, just stuff like that. How do you actually internet? How do you internet on a submarine? Yeah. But it would be such a fun like product to build, because there's so many challenges like that. I have no idea. Like,
and then you could just like here in
probably
Stockholm,
can't even like call people.
That's true. There must be a way. I'm sure there's a way.
You could probably have like an antenna on it, because otherwise, I mean, you're basically in a metal can.
That is true.
Yeah, but you could have an antenna on it and then get the internet through it.
The internet comes through
The
the
internet comes through the antenna.
So, and you could then like just take your submarines, like if you want to go grocery shopping, just like
I can take,
in
yeah, I can
Stockholm,
take my
there,
submarine.
it's a
Yeah,
city on water.
but I mean, it is a legitimate question because we're getting overpopulated. There's not.
We need to go somewhere.
We need to go somewhere, and I mean, even in Stockholm, which is a city that has a lot of water. I mean,
Yeah.
Stockholm is built on like what, 10 islands or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's still, I mean, there's like limited dock space or like berth space. So, but I mean, I would say 100% of the ocean is
unpopulated.
Is unpopulated. So yeah, plenty of space for me to roam.
We might have just solved one of the big world issues.
You're welcome, world.
You know,
there you go.
Mic drop. Should we end this here?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna carry on. I have a few more questions for you, and then like we're gonna soon be taking some audience questions as well. So, so that would be kind of the dream project, right?
Yeah.
The submarine.
Yeah.
Actually, my next question was going to be, what would be the machine or robot that you think the world would need the most? And we kind of went there with the submarine. Or maybe do you have this? Have you identified this kind of issue that the whole world faces that you would like to solve, apart from small things like overpopulation?
That's a very tricky question. I kind of like overall. I had an interview with a production company, and they were like, "Do you want to save the world?" And my initial response was like, "No, no." I just kind of shy away from those like more serious problems that people face, because it feels like if I would build a shitty robot for people who don't have like running water or something, it would just be very, very offensive. But I think overall, I mean, anything that takes us to Mars is pretty high priority and most of all just very cool. And then I saw this kid who designed this this huge platform to clean the oceans, just stuff like that. Yeah, that would just float around, and it would basically just attract plastics and stuff to it. Just anything that helps us with the water and the ocean and cleaning it up, because it's a hot mess.
It's a hot mess.
It's a hot mess now. It's probably pretty cold, but it's a cold mess. It's not. Yeah.
It's a mess. But so speaking of those, like the message, like having a message with your content, do you have any? Like, for example, the robot that you built that helps you argue on the internet, that's kind of like social commentary, or like, is there anything like, is it just like one level for you, or do you
the only message I have is subscribe to my channel? No, I mean, definitely. I mean, what I think is fun is that a lot of people project their own interpretations on the products I do. I mean, yeah, the argue on the internet robot was definitely like a commentary of some sort on just internet culture. But I think, I mean, even on, I mean, the popcorn helmet, I did a helmet that feeds me popcorn, and together with Adam, and they were like, yeah, it's a commentary on how we want to automate everything in our lives and how lazy we're getting, and that humankind is just this thing
eating junk food.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like, yeah.
If you make it that.
Yeah, totally with you. I mean, it's more just me being like, oh, I think this is fun. This is something that tickles my brain in the right way. Yeah. So it's not, but I mean, yeah, people project a lot of the commentary they have on it, but it's not, but I mean, outside of that, of course, I have something I want to communicate, and that is like, you can have so much fun with science and engineering and tech, because I mean, usually you just see a very dry side of what people do. But I think, I mean, basically anyone can start building stuff and start inventing stuff and just playing around. And to me, like playing and building a lot of stuff using hardware and programming has been the best way to learn. Like never during my learning process. I mean, it's always been very idea driven. So I've always had an idea that I feel really strongly for. And then there are just all these things I had to learn along the way. Just like when I wanted to build a physical website, I was just like looking, how can I build this? And I just learned a lot of stuff. And I just think, I mean, I never sat down with a book being like, let's learn about transistors. Like, that's just not how it goes down. So I think just showing that like learning by doing is actually a legit option on when you want to learn how to create stuff.
I think it's really, like you mentioned before in the beginning of the live stream, is that you were not always into robotics. It's something that you kind of started dabbling with a couple of years ago. So it's kind of cool that, you know, it's like, it's never too late to start something new, or like to have,
it's never too late. It's like,
chase your dreams.
Like 22. So old. It's never too late. But I mean, it is. I mean, I think overall, just like trying around with a lot of different stuff and a lot of different jobs. I've had a lot of very odd jobs.
Yeah, what have you actually been doing before?
I've been, so the main stuff I've done is work as a journalist.
Yeah.
So I worked as a journalist, I worked as an MMA reporter, I worked as an editor for Sweden's official website, I worked in a kindergarten, I worked as an English teacher in China, I ran a startup, I did, community management, and just tried out a lot of different stuff. And I did, like, when I was a kid, I was TV host for a kids show, which I haven't talked that much about. Yeah.
How old were you then?
14.
14?
Yeah, I only did it for 1 year because then they kicked me off because I was too old.
You were
it was so depressing.
You were too old.
I was 14
like,
and
you're not a kid anymore. You're like be a kid.
You're doing puberty? No, you're out. You're out. We're cutting you.
We're not doing puberty anymore.
No, but it was fun. We did a lot of like candid camera or like hidden camera stuff.
Yeah.
And it was very it was good. I think that kind of ruined me for life because I don't find anything embarrassing really. Or I do find stuff embarrassing, but very seldom find stuff embarrassing because
I guess it's important you can laugh about it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if something embarrassing happens, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just tried around a lot of different stuff, and I was studying college or physics in college. I was studying college. Wow, what a smart woman.
So you were studying college?
I was studying college. No, I was studying physics, theoretical physics in college.
Yeah.
And I did a year at an advertising school called Hyper Island. And I was just trying out a lot of different stuff. And every time I was like, yeah, this is kind of fun. But I just didn't get that, like, wow, this is really what I want to do. But that was what happened when I got into hardware and I started playing with open source hardware. And definitely with what I'm doing now. Gosh, I have the world's best job. Yeah. I haven't had every job in the world. I can't say that for sure, but on my behalf, it
sounds pretty sweet.
I like it a lot. I'm very fond of it.
That's awesome. So, but on the side of building those projects and stuff, do you go give any talks, or like right now we're doing a Q&A? Do you take that mission of like, be curious, be creative? I mean, it's not your, maybe mission is a bit much said, but the message that you have, do you take it further? Like, do you like give any talks? When's your TED Talk?
When's my TED Talk? I actually,
when is it?
I was going to be on a TEDx event, but I canceled it because I didn't have time. But I give a lot of talks. I have a talk that's called The Importance of Building Useless Things. And and I've given that, I think, last 6 months, like maybe not that many, like 30 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know it inside out. And I was in Ottawa just last week, and I gave it at Space and Aviation and Space Museum in Ottawa, I think was the name.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I do that, and also I used to give workshops and stuff, but then I kind of stopped because workshops are really stressful.
And like, here's a workshop on how to build a shitty robot.
It just doesn't, and you always just have to run around and help so many people, and people get frustrated because it doesn't work out, and it's just I kind of ditched that. But I do that, and then just
so we can see you off YouTube as well at different things.
Yeah. But then, I mean, lately I've just been doing a lot of media work. Okay. So just like interviews and photo shoots and appearing on different TV shows and stuff like that. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. It's very
wasn't actually one of your robots also featured in a museum?
It was, yeah. It was on Toronto International Film Festival on their like department for kids. They had their own toothbrush helmet that they built. Yeah.
And you now have your own Wikipedia page as well.
I have my own Wikipedia page. Yeah, somebody made it.
So it's legit.
I did not. Yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, should I make it for myself? But then I had it on my bucket list, and I was like, no, I can't. That's cheating. And also, I think you're not allowed to.
Oh.
Yeah.
But now it's there.
Now it's there, and it's thanks to the person who made that.
Maybe he or she's out there right now watching this.
Yeah. So and also somebody, I found it just yesterday. It's been there for a couple of months, but somebody has made a /r/Simone Giertz subreddit.
No.
Yeah, it's not a very active one, but it is there, and it's just, yeah, it made my inner narcissist go like, oh. That's
great.
People are great. I like people.
Great.
Yeah. I like
Talking about people in the audience, we're gonna.
Somebody's saying I made the. No, she's just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Gosh. Somebody said they made the.
You would have gotten a shout out now.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, before we open up, or before we take some questions from the chats, I want to talk a little bit about your Robot Nation. So, kind of like, what is the weirdest request or the weirdest thing? I know you censored a certain word on your channel in the comments because there were too many of them.
Oh gosh, let's bring on the dildo storm. Yeah, I did the mistake of, people always, no matter what I build, people say I should put a dildo on it, or like, I bet she's put a dildo on it, or like, I want to see the version she made for the bedroom. I think it's just like this part of being a girl on the internet that everybody assumes that your main driving force is like some sort of sexual frustration. I don't know, or people are just very single-minded. I did filter out the word dildo, and I mentioned it in a video that I had put up that filter, which was a weird choice.
It probably led to
a lot of creative spellings of the word dildo.
How many filters for the word dildo you now have?
I mean, I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
Let it happen.
Yeah, just let it happen. But I mean, people are very weird.
So what is the weirdest request?
But
have you been sent anything?
I've been sent stuff, but fortunately only nice stuff. Like every time I open a package, I'm like, is this going to be like the turd, the shit turd?
Or like, those glitter bombs that you can send people.
Oh yeah, gosh, that would be, or maybe I would be happy. I'm not sure. I sent somebody a potato once.
A potato?
Yeah, there's an online service.
Send
amazing.
A potato.
Yeah, what a fucking business model. Yeah.
Potatoes are cheap.
Potatoes are cheap, and I had this editor who wouldn't reply to my emails, so I just sent him a potato being like, hey, check out my emails. But people...
Did you carve it into the potato then?
No, they do it for you. You just like, what message do you want? How big do you want the potato to be? Depending on how many characters your message has. And then they send it for you. It's great. That's your
preferred method of communication with journalists.
Sending potatoes, yes. Yeah, just sending potatoes. It's a very effective, eye-catching.
Did he or she get back to you?
Yeah, he loved it.
There you go.
Yeah, he loved it. But
so if you want anything in life, write it on a potato.
Yeah, Barack Obama is getting a bunch of potatoes now. No, it's just this weird random thing. But people request a lot of stuff. But I think, most of all, like the ones that's hardest to deal with is now I've closed down like almost all of my like DMs.
Yeah.
So you can't direct messages. So you can't write me because it gets very weird. Like, sure, people, if they ask you out or like are saying that you're beautiful or whatever, and then you just don't reply, and people get really upset. And it's like, I just don't know what people think is going to happen or like what they expect from it. And it's just this really weird thing. It happens a lot. And yeah.
But if I guess you've been quite lucky if that's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. But that's not that. Yeah, it's not the weirdest thing, but it's the regular thing. Yeah, that happens. But then, I got my first dick pic.
Oh, wow.
Just the other week, which made me close down my Twitter DM. So yeah, but that's also kind of expected. It's not that weird. But to be honest, I've got a very few like hate comments, a very few weird comments. Yeah. People are just very nice so far.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for it. Yeah. The Shitty Robot Nation is like, gosh, I love they're the best. Yeah. They're the best. Yeah. And I think like, I just have a very great audience, and people are actually just genuinely nice and supportive. So yeah, it hasn't been that bad. But some people, you're like, how do you like manage to tie your own shoes, kind of thing, because it's like very weird. Yeah.
So not too many weird comments. And
no.
Okay.
No, less than I expected. Yeah. than that it would be. Yeah, which is surprising. And I feel like a lot of like people, YouTubers, just talk about all the hate they get. And I just kind of, I mean, of course it is there, but like for me, like 90% of the comments are nice. And I think, I mean, as long as there's more nice comments than mean ones, it's, yeah.
It's like, stay cool, shitty robot nation.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But this, at the same time, it feels like you're potentially playing with this like tiger that could just like be all cuddly, and then suddenly it will just be like, just wants to bite your head off.
But on that note, should we have a look what's happening in the...
like, oh, she's not getting mean comments. We'll give her mean comments. Here you go. Here,
so I'm going to let Simone choose.
Let's bring in my computer here. Okay, people, ask questions. People want subscribers. Wow. Potatogram.
Do you like potatoes?
Do I like potatoes? Very relevant question. Do I like potatoes? I respect potatoes tremendously for the importance they have had in the human development, especially in the Nordics, because like the Nordics would not have been a thing kind of if there weren't for potatoes, or that was just like what ended starvation and stuff. So I appreciate them a lot on that behalf. Otherwise, I rarely buy potatoes. Do you buy potatoes?
Not really. It's kind of like a non-food.
A non-food. I don't know.
Like I will eat
it feels like a very grown-up thing to buy, like a bag of potatoes. I don't really buy potatoes, but maybe I should. I mean, it's cheap and stuff.
All right.
Do you focus more on what your audience wants, or do you stay true to your artistic vision, or a little bit of both? I think it's definitely a combination of it, because I just see it as inviting people to your house kind of thing. And like, if they don't like what you have there, they can leave. Yeah. But it's still me like choosing what we're going to eat.
That's true.
I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but I think just overall, I mean, I need to create content that I like. And that's like the first and most important thing, because if I published some videos that I weren't like super fond of, and it's just not a good feeling. Mm-hmm. So I think that, but of course I really listen to what people want to have or want to see more of, and try to do that in a good way. So I think it's a combination. I mean, it's a team effort.
Everybody's in it together.
Everybody's in it. Don't you ever get bored of building robots or running out of ideas? No, not yet. I think it's so much fun, because like this job that I have just has the perfect combination of engineering and comedy. So I get to like actually think about legit problems and like, how do I actually want to build this? And I just love that challenge, and then also get to do fun stuff with it. And I've been kind of, before I was thinking about was worried that I was going to run out of ideas, but if there's anything I have, it's a lot of ideas. It's just like a constant pool.
I mean, in the span of like 10 minutes, you basically solved the problem of overpopulation. So I think like ideas are aplenty in here.
Yeah, and especially if you get together with people that you're inspired by, and I mean, ideas are a dime a dozen. It's like actually going for them and building them that's a tricky one. What programming language do I use when I build my robots? So almost all of my robots are Arduino based. So it's the programming language is called Arduino, but it's based on C++. Yeah, straightforward. And then like the only other language I feel comfortable with, I guess, is JavaScript. Okay. Done a little bit of Ruby on Rails and front end stuff, but yeah. You think I'm hilarious? What were my comedic influences?
That's an interesting question, because obviously we've talked about like your video inspiration or kind of like the science stuff, but obviously you're also hilarious. So
thank you. I think, to be honest, I mean, of course, I mean, there's a lot of people that I find really funny. I mean, like the people I kind of binge watched, I like Jenna Marbles and Grace Helbig and just like your regular comedy YouTubers. I think also like John Oliver is just great. And what I love about him is that he's combining politics and comedy and just making it to this like great combination. But I think overall, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
It just comes to you.
Yeah, it just comes to me. My sister's really funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is she an older sister?
She's an older sister. She's 3 years older. Or like I think it's more about she makes me funny and I make her funny. Like you just, sometimes, but some people it's really hard to be funny.
Yeah.
Like I've had interviews where I'm like trying to like crack a joke or whatever, and it just like doesn't float. And I think that's all of it. I mean, it's just about finding people who think you're funny and who you think are funny, and you get like a good chemistry. And then yeah, that's where I get a lot of the inspiration from.
Awesome.
What do we want to reply to? Have you had any projects? Hey, Stu, have you had any projects that were so weird that you just had to abandon them? Have I? That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of ideas that I've just kind of left. I have like an idea document on my computer where I write down stuff.
I can see it. It's
You
legit.
can see it, yeah. I think
I see a line that says "kick yourself."
kick yourself. Legit idea. Kick yourself.
Drone hair cutter and kick yourself.
This is my secret sauce. I think overall, I mean, some stuff I'm just like, this is not going to work. But I think most of them, I pride myself with being able to pull off weird.
That is true.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as too weird.
There probably is. But I mean, I'm getting away with like plastic limbs and stuff ish. So I guess it's fine. But I mean, some stuff I wouldn't do anything that hurts me for real. I think, yeah, because people are uncomfortable with, I mean, apparently like when it's kind of mild, like it is now, when like I get slapped with a rubber arm or whatever, it's like people are kind of fine with laughing at it. But if it would actually be like girl getting beaten up by a robot arm, like I probably wouldn't.
You draw the line there.
I probably draw, or maybe, I mean, it would be fun to do like an MMA robot and fight it.
Right. Yeah.
That would be brutal.
I would get some of those boxing gloves on the robot arm. It's like
it would probably beat my butt.
All right, we got a couple more minutes.
Oh wow, this hour's done so quickly.
You know what they say about having fun, time flies,
fun, good company.
All right.
Simone
the Potato Queen. I think you're now like. It's now a new title.
I don't know. Question: do you build the robot arm that you use in your videos? No, do not. And I separate the projects I do between, some of them I actually build from scratch, as in like with different parts, and some of them is just me programming a robot arm. Where programming is just like, it has like a learning mode, so you just press a button and then you move it around and it copies you. So it's just ridiculously easy. So no, I didn't build it. It's called a U-arm, and it's from a Chinese company called Evil.
All right.
Not in the sense like evil, EVOL, and they made it, and it's a really nice robot arm. I like it.
So if I wanted to, I could basically order myself a robot arm and make a lipstick robot, and that would just do my makeup.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good. It's very easy, and I think I think a lot of people just put pride in doing very complicated projects and like built from scratch and stuff. And I think that, I mean, that's fine if you're enjoying the process and it's good. And I do that sometimes too. But I'm not one to turn down easy, accessible content.
Let's be real.
What type of things did you do to grow your channel, and what is it now? Growing my channel, only tactics I've had is to create good content. Yeah, and that stuff I like myself. Yeah, I think that's like, you can't get around that.
I guess it's, as long as you're passionate about what you do, it shines through the content. Or like, if you really like what you're making, it's kind of like, it's clear.
Yeah, no matter what you're passionate about, you could be passionate about like paper cuts.
There are a lot of things out there.
Are there?
That people are passionate about, that have
paper cuts? I was thinking, is there like a paper cut YouTube channel?
Not sure about that, but there are thriving communities out there for things you never expect. So
I can imagine. Yeah. So I think that just finding content that you really like, and just being open to trying out a lot of different stuff, because if you're uploading on a regular basis, it is challenging from time to time. Yeah. So you just got to be open to do different types of things.
Cool. Let's do like one more. I think we have time for one more.
one more. Would I ever do any useless robotics tutorials? I have actually done, for the toothbrush element, there's an Instructable. So there's a tutorial up on Instructables, which is this community for shared, or like, yeah, tutorials. And I've been thinking about doing tutorials for other products too, but I think, I mean, like my goal isn't having people building the same project as I'm doing,
Yeah.
but maybe getting inspired by that and having their own take on it, or something completely different. And also tutorials are just pretty tricky to write because like the process is not, I mean, you have to think a lot about how you're laying out the process and having like a good, nice process. And my processes are just a mayhem. So they're pretty hard to get down into a 10-step guide.
Yeah, maybe an idea for the future.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if people want it, then that
leave her a comment.
Leave her a comment. Yeah.
All right. We are now at 7 p.m. in Stockholm, so that brings us to the end of this live stream, our first ever live stream.
This was so much fun. Gosh.
Thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for being here. And I really hope you guys there got some of your questions answered and found out something more about Simone.
Maybe. Yeah. Thanks for writing so many things and being so active in the chat. That's, yeah, good to see.
Thanks for being cool.
Oh, wow. Thank you too for being cool. Thanks all of you.
Thanks
for
all
being
of you.
Cool, you and being cool. Everybody's cool.
Everybody's cool.
Everybody can be cool.
And I just like to one more time say, so Simone's channel is in the description below, and also there's a link to kind of register that you've been present in this hangout.
Please do that, yeah.
And then we can reach out to you if we do more of those with other types of creators or with Simone, or if there's any events near you, then we'll know that you're kind of interested in hearing more from us.
No
so,
spam.
No spam.
No.
Just interesting things.
Yeah, like Russian girls close to you. No, nothing like that. Only good stuff.
Only good stuff.
Do it.
So thanks again, guys, and I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Thanks,
thank you. Bye-bye. How do we get this live stream down?
I think there's this big stop button.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.